All right, welcome. All right, we got it working now. Okay, so welcome to Urban Art, and whether you're in class with me or whether you are at home and I'm working with you virtually, I just wanted to give you an introduction into just how school is going to start. Especially, I'm focusing mostly on urban art, um, just for the next little while. Okay, so this is our new learning environment. All right, so. Um, we're going to start with just how your schedule is going to work. Okay, so normally school is divided into semesters. So each semester you're taking 4 courses. Now you still are doing 4 courses in the same amount of time, but it's just going to be shortened into quadmesters. So for the next 10 weeks, you're going to be working on only 2 courses. So you get to focus on them. So in the mornings, you are going to be taking your course one, your morning course. And in the afternoon, you're going to be taking your course two, your afternoon course. In the morning, you're going to be going to school on certain days. And in the afternoon, you're going to be doing a course online. So um, for week one, you either are in the mornings in cohort A or cohort B. So, for example, if you are in my grade 10 urban art class, half of the class is going to see me on Monday morning, and while half the class is seeing me Monday morning, the other half of the class is at home working online. And on Tuesday, that flops. So cohort B, the second half of the class, is going to come in and work with me, while the cohort A is at home working online. So all of us in that morning class will be doing the same things. Some of you will be working directly with me, and some of you will be online. So basically, as a teacher, I'm teaching half of you guys in person while the other half is at home online. So we're going to be doing that all morning, but everything that I have is set up. With D2L, it should work okay, I hope. All right, and then of course you're going to alternate Fridays and whether you come to school or whether you don't. I know that it seems really confusing, and I know that it's a lot. I will make sure that I have you organized for my class as much as I can, to make sure that you know where you're going. So that's week one. Now, so perhaps you have art with me in the morning. Um, Maybe you, for the week one, you're not with me in person, but maybe you're part of my course too, and say you have grade 11 urban art in the afternoon. So Monday to Friday, then for week one, I'm not going to see you in person, but I'm going to see you online. So I'm going to see you after lunch at 1:30 till 2:45 online. So you are going to go onto D2L, and I'll walk you through all of that. And I'm going to teach you online. And I'm not going to talk the whole time. There's going to be art projects. I'm going to show you what you can do. But we will check in every day, and sometimes I'll talk a lot, and then sometimes I'll just leave you alone, let you work. Okay? Now, so just to make sure that you're clear on how it works, the bell rings at 10 o'clock. When you get to school, just before 10, you're going to come straight to your class. And if you're with me, then you come straight to my class, and there's just going to be 15 of us or less. We are going to enjoy class all morning art together, and then you're going to go out for lunch. You have an hour for lunch to get home, and then after lunch, then you're going to go to your online course, and that's going to be for an hour and 15 minutes. So the last period of the day, which starts at 2:45, that is, if it's not mandatory. That's if you need real-time help. Say you're taking a math class and you need to extra help, homework help, or English class, or even art. That's okay. And then you actually get support that way. Okay, so that's sort of optional, and that's something that you need. Okay, so that's week one. Got it? Okay. Then the next week it's going to flip, just to get you more confused. So on week two, any classes that you had in week one in person now are going to be online. So, for example, if you were with me for week one in the mornings for your art class, now you're going to see me all afternoon, but online. You're not going to come to school anymore. So, Monday to Friday, I'm going to meet you online, and all of that stuff will be organized on D2L. Okay, so then I'm just going to see you online. And again, I probably won't talk the whole time. I will talk as much as I need to and make sure that you're off on your way doing what you can. And vice versa. If the first week I only saw you online, great news. Now you get to come into class and we get to work together. Depending on whether you're cohort A or cohort B, you're either going to be in class with me all morning, or on your off days, you're going to be at home still doing my class, accessing D2L, and I'm going to check in with you if I can, either virtually or either through messages, but I'm going to make sure that you are still doing some work because I'm going to be in class with the other students teaching them. Okay? Still confusing. Now that goes on for 10 weeks. And then when you think you finally have it down pat, then we're going to switch and you're going to have different classes. But that's how it's going to work. Okay? All right. So for this class, I'm using D2L. And I'm using D2L because for art, it saves the pictures the nicest. And I really like the way that it's organized. A lot of colleges and universities actually use D2L. So some people find it a little bit more confusing to use than other things, than Google Classes, but I really do actually like D2L. I find it way easier. So that's what I'm using. So whether you are in class with me or whether you are at home, I am using D2L, and I'm going to teach from there to keep everybody all together. I'm going to record every single lesson like I am now. So whether it's I'm teaching live, I'll record it, whatever I need to do. So if you are at home and you need to see it, if you're sick and you miss class and you want to look at it, if you want to review it again because I talked too fast, then you can go back and you can watch it again. Okay? Good old technology. Okay, now arts materials. So of course the challenge is for an art class during a global pandemic is we're not allowed to share materials. So all art students are going to be given an art kit. Some of the materials in the art kit are for you to keep. Most of the materials we are lending to you, and you're going to give back to me at the end of the course. I'm going to sanitize them all, and then we're going to use them for the next course. But you'll be giving an art kit with all the basic materials, and just to make sure that you have everything you need for this class. Okay, so we don't have to paint just with ketchup and coffee, but you actually have some art materials. Okay, so we can't be sharing stuff. So I'm going to give you as much as we can. However, if parents want to purchase or you want to go out and buy some additional stuff, you can, but that's optional. But everything that you need for this course, you will have. So in your art kits, you get a free sketchbook, drawing pencils and erasers, and those are for you to keep. Now, you also get some markers, a watercolor set, some paintbrushes, tracing paper, pencil crayons, a ruler. This might vary between now and when school actually starts, but the rest of those things are things that I need you to return to me so I can I'll sanitize them and then pass them on to the next group. But those are the things that you should keep with you at all times, so you're not sharing with anybody else. Okay, so I need those back because we don't have very much of a budget, but you do get free sketchbooks. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can purchase additional materials, but you don't need to. So you're going to get like a small set of pencil crayons if you want to get bigger, better ones, or you already have them at home. Awesome. Markers, whether you want to get permanent markers or alcohol markers, paint markers, acrylic paint, any of those things are totally up to you, but you don't have to get them. I will make sure that you have everything that you need. But if you want to go above and beyond and really experiment with other stuff, please go ahead and get them. Okay? So now I can't give you everything in your art kits because you can just imagine that blows our budget and that's really expensive. So there may be times where we need to share some things if you're in class. Maybe a pair of scissors we may need to share, or a light table, for example. So what will happen is if you need to use a one-time use for a Chromebook charger or a light table, then as soon as you're finished using it, I will sanitize it and then put it away. So that any materials that we really have to share, I will make sure that it's sanitized between uses. Okay. Now with your art kits, The art kits, you need to bring them with you everywhere you go because you will be using those art materials in class, and plus the days that you're not in class with me, plus when you're learning virtually. I don't want to be doing art history the whole time. I want to be doing art projects. So everywhere you go, you will bring this art kit with you, okay, to make sure that you have it at all times. Okay. Now your Chromebooks, you got to bring them. Okay, you have to bring them every day. Please have them charged. Please, please, please. Worst case scenario, I do have, I think, 2 extra chargers that you're welcome to borrow. And when you borrow them, I need to sanitize them. But you need to have your Chromebooks because I am not going to photocopy anything. I'm not giving you handouts. Okay? You can't share Chromebooks with anyone else. So all the work is going to be on your laptop. Everything that you hand in is going to be on the computer. We will do as many hands-on stuff as possible, but you need your Chromebooks to hand that stuff in. I'm not touching your artwork. I'm not giving you handouts. Okay? I also would recommend get a pair of headphones if you don't have some already. Okay, I do have a few over the head of the ear ones that you can borrow, but again, I need to sanitize them. If you could bring your own headphones, that would be lovely. Okay, so smartphones. If you have a smartphone, awesome. We're going to be using them to photograph for artwork, so you can hand it in on D2L. If you don't have one, no big deal. I will take a picture of your stuff for you and then share it with you so you can hand it in. And also there's some pretty cool apps and stuff like that on your smartphone that you could totally use. Okay, so don't stress about that. But if you do have your smartphone, please bring it. Use it for school purposes, so not for TikTok. And then that would be great, okay? And it's nice to have it at home too. For your art projects, so you've got to appreciate that we can't share materials. We can't share spray paint. It's going to be hard for safety reasons, to do big projects like acrylic painting and skateboard. So I have done my best to make urban art still cool and having engaging, relevant art projects with limited materials. Because again, you're not really in class with me very much. So unfortunately, we can't do skateboards this year. I'm really, really sorry, but I promise I will make it up to you, and I will do my best to make the class really exciting and really hands-on. Okay, so just give me a chance, okay, with all the projects that we were doing. All right, so we have limited art materials. You have everything that you need, and I promise we will do some cool stuff. Okay, so for your art projects, we can't store anything in class. There can be nothing on the counters. There can be nothing on the desks. So you have an art kit with your sketchbook and everything that you need, and you can't leave it at school. You've got to take it home with you, and you've got to remember to bring it home every day. Or bring it home every day, bring it to class every day. And that way, everything in the classroom can be sanitized really quickly. Okay, so we will be doing some digital art, and I hope you like it. We will be doing a lot of physical stuff, okay? But just for health and safety reasons and keeping everything clean, so just bring that art with you everywhere you go, okay? Now usually, this is I guess good news, is usually there's a course enhancement fee for urban art. Usually it's $30, and that includes your sketchbook and your skateboard and anything else that we need. Now, we're not doing skateboards, but you are getting a sketchbook for free, okay? So there's no course enhancement fee this year, okay? To hand in assignments, and again, I will go through this way more in detail, but I will not be touching any of your stuff. You're not physically going to be giving me any of your art assignments. So the only way that I will accept art assignments is that you're going to hand it in on a digital portfolio, which is a website, and I will show you all how to do that. Or once in a while, there'll be assignments that you're handing in directly on D2L. So this way, I can't, you can't email me an assignment. You can't share it with me on Google Drive. Those are the 2 ways that you're handing it in, and I will make sure that you are totally trained on how to do that. Okay? Jackson, go. I'm running out of time. Okay, so just a few more things. Parents, they can email me anytime, and there's my email address. It's teresa.wyatt@ddsb.ca. It's really hard for me to get to the phone because I'm either teaching in class or I'll be teaching virtually. Plus, phones are in communal spaces. So in terms of health and safety, it's going to be difficult for me. But if they can email me, that is great. And I will try to update parents as much as I can to let them know what's going on. Now, parents can email me, but students shouldn't. Students, if you want to communicate with me, you anytime send me a message on D2Well, and I will do my best to respond in real time. But sometimes, though, when you're sending me messages, I will be teaching other students at the same time, but I'm pretty quick and I'm on my computer all the time. Plus, I have an app on my phone. So I'll do the best I can to get back to you as soon as possible for anything that you need. Okay. Okay, so for your student progress, so for your marks, there's three different ways to sort of monitor your progress. And one is on D2L. And on D2L, there's a grades icon that I will go through and I will show you everything. And anytime you have an assignment, I will mark it and you'll be able to see what your marks are on D2L. So I will do my best to make sure that I stay on top of your marks so you know where you stand all the time. Okay. Also, you will have digital portfolios, which is just a website where everything's going to be handed in. So you're going to be able to see on your digital portfolio how you're doing and all the work that you've done. Now, I also like this because I can share that digital portfolio with your parents so they can see that too, and you can show off how wonderful you're doing in your class. So that way, parents have a chance to see what you're doing in class and stay up to date with how you're doing as well. Okay, also, if there's any concerns or anything that I need, or even if I want to tell one of your parents like how wonderful you're doing, I will communicate with them a lot. Again, email is the best way for me to contact them. Okay. Field trips. There's no field trips this year. I'm sorry. Um, every year we try to go to Graffiti Alley and do some really neat stuff, but unfortunately there will be no field trips this year. But we will be doing virtual field trips, and I'll do my best if I can. I'll get virtual guest artists in here. I'll try to get some graffiti artists, some skateboarders, whatever I can, to sort of virtually come visit us. Okay, so I will do my best depending on their schedule. So late assignments, there's no penalty at all for any late assignments. You can submit your assignments anytime during the course, but of course, when the class is over, the class is over. But so I won't take off any late marks. But it's really important that you try your best to complete assignments on time, because I just don't want you to fall behind, so you just feel overwhelmed. And you've got to remember that this class is only 10 weeks, so it's going to go by pretty fast. Um, in terms of art, like sometimes, you work really quickly. Sometimes you have a great idea and it's just not working out and you got to start again. So I understand that, right? And sometimes you're feeling creative, and I'm like that too. And then sometimes you're not, and you're just having a rough time. So, but do your best to try to hand stuff in on time. Okay. Now, in case that there's any change to the schedule that we have, in case that you're sick, not even with COVID, maybe you just have a cold and that happens, in case that any of us have to go into quarantine, in case the whole school closes, and in case everything gets fine and we go back to full days, everybody in person, we will be fine. Okay, so we have to be flexible, but the way that I have designed this course on D2Well is that whether you're with me in class or whether that we're all at home um, working online, that this will run fine. So any case to any change at school, at all whatsoever, we are going to run things exactly the same. You've got all the art materials that you need. We have D2L. You're going to hand everything in the same way. We can always communicate online if we need to, and you're all set. Okay, so we have digital portfolios, we have D2L, and I've been doing this for years. So if you've had me before, you know that I use D2L and digital portfolios. So we're all set. Okay. The most important thing in all of this, what a strange way to have to go to school. I know it's uncertain times, but we're going to do this together and we'll be fine. And I will do anything I can to help you enjoy this class and do well in it. Okay? Thanks, guys.